Hello, have you ever wondered how to attract your ideal clients and keep them coming back for more? Today, we're diving into effective client attraction strategies that will help you find and retain the perfect clients for your coaching business. Welcome, everyone. My name is Rasheeda Green. I am the founder and CEO of Get Coaching and the host of the Mompreneur HQ, as well as the creator of the Mompreneur Academy. And I am so excited to have you here today as we explore yet another crucial strategy for attracting and retaining your ideal clients. As mompreneurs, because that's what we do, we need to understand who our ideal clients are and how to reach them. That is very important and is very essential for building a successful coaching business. Now, we're going to dive into the steps to identify your target audience, create compelling offers, and use marketing tactics to attract and retain clients with today's topic, magnet, how to find and keep your perfect coaching clients. Now, if you are joining us live, you can go ahead and put hashtag live in the comments below. Let us know where you're watching from so that we can learn the reach of how far and wide our Mompreneur HQ community goes. If you are watching the replay, certainly put hashtag replay and still let us know where you're tuning in from. And of course, might as well get ready because we're going to be talking about something that is very crucial to your business, which is attracting clients. So I want you to get your pen, paper, digital device so that you can jot down these nuggets, right? We want you to get some good information from our training on today. And if you feel so inclined, go ahead and drop in the comments below your aha moments and any questions that you might have as they come up during the show. Now, I may not be able to get to them during the show, but if you put it in there, we'll make sure that we answer your questions so that you get the help that you need regarding our topic for today's show, which is Client Magnet, how to find and keep your perfect coaching clients. All right, let's jump in. Client attraction strategies, how to find and retain your ideal clients. I only have a couple of steps for you. There's only 4 things that we're going to be looking at today. And the first one would be identifying your target audience. If you've been with me any amount of time and watched any number of shows, read any of the blogs, even any of the lead magnets, we're always talking about identifying your target audience. Who is that person that you're speaking to? Because if you're selling to everyone, you are selling to no one. You want to be able to have a specific conversation with a specific type of audience. Now, there are some who would say, hey, there's no need to have a specific audience for certain types of products. And that may very well be true, but you have to do that research to confirm. Before you can attract and keep your ideal clients, you need to know who they are. And understanding your target audience really does help to tailor your messaging and services to meet their specific needs, right? If you sell socks, are they socks for children, socks for women, socks for men? And you want to make sure that language is clear. Otherwise, if you just say, hey, I sell socks, and you put out an ad selling socks and then find out that men are trying to buy the socks and you don't have men's socks, that's going to be a problem. So that's why you want to definitely identify your target audience. And to do that, you want to define your ideal client profile. So when you're looking at your ideal client profile or ICA, ideal client or ideal client avatar, these are all different interchangeable names for the same thing. Who your peoples, right? You want to create a detailed profile of your ideal client, including their demographics. That's where their age, their gender, their location. There's psychographics, which is the internal stuff like their interests, their values, their lifestyle. And then, of course, and then their professional background. So if you have a corporate look, or a corporate service, you want to know, you want to identify if a corporate client will be your best client versus an individual, male, female, or have you, on, as a decision. You have to kind of look at that, because you can very well sell to a corporate client. You can sell business to business. You can sell business to customer, right? So that you need to know who your audience is, so that you can present yourself before your audience, so that you can grab their attention and hook them in so that they want to stay. Now, an example would be, for me, I specialize in coaching mom entrepreneurs. So my ideal client might be a woman with children, aged 30 to 45, living in a suburban area, balancing family responsibilities while also running a small business and seeking a way to achieve that work-life harmony. That would be what would work for me. Now, to go into deeper detail, I've done that. And, I would say that maybe they have two children, two or more children in the home. An identifier would be if they're parents of a mom of twins, right? That's getting into those specifics. Another would be they actually are getting an entrepreneur magazine subscription, or they get a modern home subscription. We're getting into now those psychographics. What do they actually like? What are their interests? It could be some Christian women, those values, Christian moms of two or more children. You're getting specific, you're digging deep into what that ideal client audience would be. Now, I may or may not have named my person Michelle, right? And when I'm doing copy, I'm thinking about Michelle. When I go to write my messaging, who am I speaking to? I'm speaking to Michelle, a mother of two, living in a suburban area, trying to balance family responsibilities and find work-life harmony. And she's reading Entrepreneur magazine as well as Modern Home Living, right? These are the things that we want to measure or track when we're identifying our client, our ideal client, because there's no need to attract a client that you don't want to work with. Another thing you want to do is identify their pain points and goals. Now, this has been something that's been a little challenging for different groups of people, right? The thing is, you in your marketing, you want to identify the pain points. There are some coaches out there who don't believe that you should speak to their pain points, but more so to their goals. What are they trying to achieve? How can you help them positively achieve those goals versus, jabbing them in the pain point and then saying, that your product or service is the solution. So those are things that you want to consider. But if for the case of this conversation, we want to identify what their pain points are, and their goals, right? And we want to understand the challenges that your ideal clients are facing, and then the goals that they want to achieve. Now, what this does is help you to position your services as the solution that they need. Now, sticking with my business as an example, my ideal client might struggle with the time management, the stress of running a whole household and scaling their business. Their goals could include achieving better work life balance, increasing business revenue, and really developing personal growth system. So that could be self care, that could be education, that could be anything pertaining to their personal growth. So those would be the main points about identifying your target audience. Now, remember, we're trying to find and keep our perfect coaching clients. So we want to identify who exactly they are. And then number two, we're looking at creating compelling offers. Now, you might just think that your product and your service is the bombdiggity.com and you don't have to worry about nothing, because if I make it, they will come. That's partly true. If you make a product that people really need, they will come. But how will they know what you have with if what you are offering is really going to benefit them? You have to make it clear that you have a very compelling offer. Once you know who your ideal clients are, then create offers that address their needs and demonstrate the value of your coaching services. So, the first thing you want to do in this area is to design tailored coaching packages. You want to develop coaching packages that are clear and that cater to different needs and different budgets. Now, if you have one budget in mind, you know what? Because everybody's talking about the five figure and making six figures and being able to do that in a year and in a month. And so you might think, oh, I'm going to have to go high ticket. My service is going to be $10,000 or more, and that's it. I'm not going any lower. You can absolutely choose that route, and you would definitely have to make sure that you have created a compelling offer, and you also have to make sure that your marketing and your messaging is on point so that you can go after those clients who can afford the service that you are offering at that high ticket value. But what you might want to consider is offering a range of services from one-to-one coaching to group programs and online courses so that you also have variety of options for people to come into your world. So that person who saw your ad and thought it was great and really thought you might be the person to help them because they connected with the information and the content, but then they saw that your high ticket was $10,000. So now they've completely written you off because they don't have any other option to get into you. So that might be one person's response. Another person's response might be, what? $10,000? You know what? I'm going to go on eBay. I'm going to sell the car, and we're going to do this. So it just depends on your ideal client and what their response might be. But if you offer a range of services at various price points, now you give an opportunity for somebody who may not have been able to get at your high ticket offer, but to somehow get on the stairway to your high ticket offer. So that would be at the bottom level, they're getting in at your freebie. And the next level might be your $27 offer. And the next level may be your four-figure offer. And then the next level may be your five-figure offer. Or you might just say, I'm going from freebie to five figures. It's totally up to you. But, having a tailored coaching package for someone to be able to get a transformation, that's what we would call impactful and worthy of your ideal client grabbing hold to your product or service and sticking with you. One example would be to create a 12-week one-on-one coaching program for new mom entrepreneurs, a group coaching mastermind for experienced business owners, and an online course on time management and productivity. That's 3 to 4 different products or services that you can offer as a coach. That using my example as a mom entrepreneur, a coach to mom entrepreneurs, but you can fill in the blanks however you want. But think of it: one-on-one coaching, group coaching, mastermind, courses, and what else? Planners. So these are things that you can actually work through as options for giving a variety of coaching packages, but still also giving a transformation. And when you're doing this, what you want to do is highlight the benefits, clearly communicate the benefits and the outcomes that clients can expect from your coaching. So if you say that I am a Instagram coach, what does that mean? Do you teach them how to grow their Instagram? Do they grow your Instagram, grow your followers, line up grids for your social media graphics, how to put, I'm laughing before I even say it because I sure be struggling, but how to change the little icons on your Instagram, how to squeeze all the text you need to say into those little lines that they give you. What specifically is it that you're going to help them with? What is going to be the final outcome once they work with you as a coach? You can also use testimonials and case studies to showcase success stories. Who have you worked with previously that has given you permission to share their testimony to help your business? You can highlight how your coaching program helps clients reduce stress. These are benefits that they're really looking forward to. Increase productivity, achieve their business goals, whatever it is, to reach 1 million views on a TikTok, whatever it is that your business or service, whatever it is that you provide as a service or product, that's what you want to relay and highlight when you are looking to create compelling offers. Again, you want to share the testimonials from clients who've successfully balanced their work and family life through your coaching, if that is your niche and if that's your niche. We go back and forth with niche. Anyway, lastly, I want to talk about the using marketing tactics to attract clients. Now, we talked about how to find and keep your perfect coaching clients. That's what we're talking about today. And we said first you have to identify your target audience. Who are they? Then you want to create compelling offers so that they can come into your world. And then once you do that, you want to use marketing tactics to attract those clients. And then the fourth step, I said this is the last one, but it's not, it's only number 3, is retaining your clients. If you are getting this, if this is resonating with you, if you have already written down some nuggets, go ahead and put those in the comments below so that we can read up on those and get a vibe of where you are with your coaching experience. That would be wonderful. But yeah, we're going to talk about using marketing tactics to attract your clients. Now, once you have this compelling offer, how do you get that offer into the hands of your ideal clients? With your target audience already identified, and your compelling offer already created, then you want to use effective marketing tactics to attract your ideal clients. And that could be numero uno, content marketing. Share valuable content that addresses your clients' pain points and showcases your expertise, right? What is your expertise? What do they need to know about you and your level of experience that is going to help them to get through that transformation? You can use blogs, you can use videos, podcasts, social media posts, any of the content, written content, visual content, audio content, to help you to promote and find your ideal clients. Now, for me, an example would be publishing weekly blog posts on topics like time management, tips for moms, for mom entrepreneurs, strategies for scaling a small business, personal development, starting a digital product business, how-tos and tips for starting an online business. Um, all of these topics can really be covered in various forms of media. And so you can do that through posts on your social media channels and also in your email newsletters, which brings me to my next point of marketing. Email marketing. We've talked about email marketing before and how important it is for you to own your list. Now, Facebook has been doing a lot of stuff lately. I'm over here struggling because Facebook keeps changing stuff and penalizing me and restricting me for stuff. I'm like, wait, all I did was like 5 people in a row. What's wrong with that? I like them. If you're scrolling, you're going to be doing some liking and posting, right? So I don't know. Facebook is anyway. If Facebook decides to shut down by accident or on purpose, you lose all of that information. If you have a Facebook group, which I hope that you do, and they decide to shut down, you lose those contacts. So what you want to do from your Facebook group, your business page, your personal page, is get those folks into an email list. Build an email list and nurture your subscribers with valuable content and offers. That's one of the things that we struggle with sometimes. We have this email list and we're like, oh, I don't know what to say. I don't want to send it. And you don't send it at all. You get this analysis paralysis. I don't know what to say. I'm not going to send anything. And the next thing you know, the email list doesn't even know who you are because you never communicated with them. Or on the other extreme is that you're communicating every day, but it's bye, right? You don't want to use your email list just for that. Although some people, depending on how you positioned your email list, they might be already aware that you're just going to be selling to them and they don't mind because they love your products, right? But then there are some that's too much. And next thing you know, they're hitting the spam button. You're getting penalized. You don't want that. So make sure that when you are sending emails that you're doing a mixture of things. You're doing promotion, you're doing, hey, how you doing? Just your social email communications, you're doing your check-ins, you're doing your newsletter, and yeah, you're doing your promotions and sales. But don't let that be your main focus on your email list. You want a nice, comfortable blend. And depending on how often you are emailing, if it's once a week or once a month, it just depends. But you can use email marketing platforms like MailChimp or ConvertKit to manage your campaigns, or you can do something like the Mompreneur Coaching Accelerator, which is an all-in-one platform that will allow you to be able to send your emails right out of the coach. One way that you can do, again, through your email marketing is to offer a free ebook or a webinar in exchange for email signups. You can offer a digital product, a printable. So if you, I don't know, if you have a wall art Etsy shop, then you can give away a coloring page or something like that similar to the product that you're selling to get people to, okay, maybe coloring art, it could be connected. But anyway, you get the point. Get a freebie that, that will lead into your products, right? So you can, something that's going to be, get them excited about signing up, getting that item that you've offered. And then what you want to do, this is where we call this nurturing part, is send regular newsletters with tips, success stories, exclusive offers, these types of things to keep your audience engaged. Don't be afraid to ask a question in your email, right? You can simply ask, hey, how you doing? I really want to know. I will send a reply back and I will respond to you. It's something simple. It doesn't have to be 7 pages long. It doesn't have to be extra wordy or even, salesy. It can just be a regular social email to nurture your audience so that they know that you're a real person and that you're not just going to sell them all the while they're on the list. Otherwise, and also make sure you have the unsubscribe button on the bottom of your emails. Do you know that I recently changed over platforms? Like I was telling you about the coaching accelerators, so all in one platform, and we forgot to put the unsubscribe button, and that could have been really messy if somebody wanted to be messy. But I was glad that they were kind enough to let us know that it was missing, and I was able to tie it down to the exact date so that we were like, oh yeah, okay. And it wasn't too long, thank goodness, that it was missing. But it's very important to make sure you have that unsubscribe button available even with your email marketing. Then, of course, you have your social media marketing. And you know what that is. We're on social media all day. So that's just whatever your social media platforms are. You want to leverage your social media platforms to connect with your audience, share your content, and promote your services. Again, that promote your services part always seems to fall off. We're just like, hey, how you doing? And sometimes we don't sell. And then there's the other side where all you're doing is selling. People say, you know what? I'm going to unfollow. So you don't want to do that. You can use tools like Hootsuite or Buffer to schedule and manage your posts back in the day, but you can't do that now. Facebook has, again, made some changes where they said, hey, y'all going to learn how to use Create Studio. Y'all going to learn how to schedule with our platform. You're not going to be able to just put your stuff on there anymore. Even my StreamYard, y'all can't even go live from StreamYard into my Facebook group no more. Facebook, y'all really doing some stuff. But at the end of the day, you can use all of these to host. You can use all of these platforms to either host Q&A sessions, share client testimonials once again, and you post behind the scene content that shows your coaching process. People love BTSs, right? You'll see BTS on abbreviated. So I'm giving you some lingo behind the scenes that they're sharing on their platforms. And that really does great because people want to know more about you, more about your process. And that helps them to connect whether or not they want to be a part of your world. And last thing I want to talk about was retaining your clients. Attracting clients is really just the first step. Retaining them, though, is equally as important for long-term success and sustainability. You want to have recurring revenue, you want to have repeating clients, you want to be able to get in that long run. It's easier to sell to someone you've already sold to than it is to start from scratch and sell and get a new client. So if you have those existing clients, you want to continue to nurture them and promote and provide them with content that they can really dig into so that they stay longer with you. And the way that you can ensure that this is happening for you in your business is to provide exceptional service. I mean, if you say you're going to give a transformation, make sure that you provide that transformation in your products and services. Ensure your clients have a positive experience by delivering high quality coaching and exceeding their expectations. Now, hey, there's nothing wrong with providing exactly what you said you're going to provide, but if you can exceed their expectations, that really puts you in a new light and everything on a new spin. Another thing that you can do is foster strong relationships. You want to build a sense of community and connection with your clients, whether that be by actually creating a community on Facebook or not offline, but off Facebook, off social, onto your other platforms like School or Member. Then, that's an option that you can use to connect with your clients. You want to stay in touch with them and show genuine interest in their progress and success. Send some follow-up emails when they've been through your program already. Check out, respond on their social media pages so that they know that you're still watching them. You want to also offer ongoing value. Keep providing that value even after the initial coaching agreement. And if you identify your target audience, if you create compelling offers, and if you use marketing tactics to attract clients, then what you'll do is develop a way to retain your clients just through exceptional customer service and really going above and beyond for your clients. Implementing these client attraction and retention strategies will help you to build a loyal client base and grow your coaching business. And that's what we want to do, right? By understanding your target audience, creating compelling offers, and using effective marketing tactics, you can attract and retain your ideal clients with ease. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you're ready to attract and retain your ideal clients and take your coaching business to new heights, I want you to start implementing these strategies today. Let's build a thriving community of empowered and successful clients together. All right, you know where to find me. If you have any comments, drop them in the comment fields down below. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this broadcast if you know someone who is looking to start a coaching business, because we have a whole series that we want to share with you to help you grow your coaching business. All right, until next time.